Okay, so hi YouTube. We are here again with Michael and with some colleagues of mine. And say hi, guys.
Hi, hi,
Hi.
people from
Hello,
YouTube.
YouTube. How's it going?
Also,
Okay, so today's topic is a little bit difficult for us, and it's passive voice. So today we chose grammar. Each class we have a focus. So sometimes it's speaking, writing, or grammar. So today is grammar. And hi, Thomas.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Thomas, what's going on?
Good to. I think that since the beginning of the year, this is my first class with you.
I think so. It's been a while. Glad to
it's a
have you back.
miracle.
It's just I
Yes,
arrived early to my home, so I can join this
yes,
class.
sometimes it's
That's
difficult.
okay.
Okay. I'm gonna share a screen for starting, so
Okay.
we can see the topic. Wait. Um. So the topic, as I told you, is passive
Passive
voice.
voice.
Oof, man, thanks.
So, Michael, is this easy for you in US, or is difficult even for you?
I think um, passive voice is difficult even in the U.S. It's hard to um, well, it it definitely adds flavor to every sentence, but it can be difficult to understand whether or not a sentence is in passive voice or in active voice.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, it can be difficult to get a grip on things.
And
Okay.
I read today that it's not so common to use passive voice when you are talking or something like that.
Correct. Yeah, generally speaking, people don't use passive voice in conversation. It's more of a literary device, or I wouldn't even say literary device, but it's something that people use to write to make things sound more interesting, to switch around the order of sentences.
Okay. So first, we are gonna. Could you tell me what you understand of passive voice, Thomas? What do you think when is passive voice and when is active voice? What is the difference
Mm, mm, for me, it's difficult that topic, but
for all of us?
um, I think that the difference is in passive voice. You focus on the pronoun and
And the object? Mhm.
and oh no, wait, no, that is in the inactive voice you focus on the pronoun or the subject, and in passive voice you focus on the object.
Yes, yes, it's good. So, do you know? Sorry, do you know this topic, Paola and Yvonne?
So
because
so.
I go in my unit after this, so I
I-
know.
Is it appear or not?
Yes,
Yes.
I guess yes.
No, sorry. Does it appear? Yes, it does it appear, right?
That's it.
That's not.
Yeah, does it appear is the correct question.
That's
Okay, okay. Yes, I was like, is it appear is grown. Okay,
uh,
so a passive is when the subject is not the agent. You know what is agent? Passive is when The subject is not the agent of the sentence. So
Of
do
the
you
verb
understand that?
or
Yes.
of the sentence.
Yes, I put in the sentence on the sentence in the sentence.
Hmm.
Okay, that is when it's passive. That, for example, we are gonna see the first. So, for example, with present simple, right? That is easy. The present simple is easy. So, read this example, Yvonne.
Many accidents are caused by drunk drivers.
I
Okay,
cause.
so word by word, many accidents. Repeat
Many accidents
are caused
are caused
by drunk drivers.
by drunk drivers.
Okay, so did you see that here the
Yes.
accidents are the object. And
It
what
the
is the subject? What is the subject?
drunk drivers.
Yes, the drivers. So
In this case,
Drunk
it's
for
the
that
drunk
in here
drivers.
object.
is the accidents, not the yes?
Yes.
Okay, read the second, Paola.
How is this boy ¿qué?
Built,
Built?
built, built,
Belt.
built,
Belt? Okay.
Belt.
built.
How is this belt?
Okay, yes. So look here. You use the object and like is are plus past participle. So for example here we have many accidents that are the object, and we have the 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 verb to be, and then we have the past participle.
Hmm.
So always the passive voice is with the verb to be
Okay.
in their different tenses, but with the verb to be. So um okay, so the last one, Thomas, could you read the last one?
Uh, yes. This room is used on Mondays.
Okay. Okay. Any correction here, Michael? Do you have a correction or the sentences are good?
No, that sounds great. Everything's correct. The verb to be and then past participle. That's exactly right.
Okay. Yeah. So remember, am, is, and are plus past participle. Okay. Okay, Yvonne and Paola and Thomas and
Yes.
Nicolas.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
remember that you can conjugate all the time. That is is because it's verb to be. Remember, okay? So probably you are gonna use more than one time.
Okay, so could you create a sentence, Yvonne, please?
Yes. Eh,
I'm having,
the Mona
I
Lisa.
can hear you. I'm having problems.
Um, no. Can you hear me?
Wait. Give me a
No.
second. Give me a second. Oh my God. Okay, now you can hear me now?
Yes.
Sorry, I had a problem with the microphone. I don't know what happened. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so create a sentence in present simple in passive voice, please.
The
Use
Mona Lisa is painted by Leonardo da Vinci.
yes, well done. That's good. Okay, so now let's pass to past simple. So let's do this quickly. You use was, was, were, plus past participle. So for example, the first example is many people were stolen in the station of Transmilenio. Happens too much here. much here.
Many. Hold on. What are you trying to say with that sentence? Many people were
So, for
kidnapped
example,
or
no, no,
robbed.
I'm not. Yes, yes, but
Were stolen
I mean
from
here,
you.
I mean here that in a specific, so it's something specific that happened. So they were stolen or they were robbed. I don't know.
I'd say robbed. Were robbed.
Like this.
Yeah, that's correct.
So many people were robbed in a station of Transmilenio. Yes. So this
Were
is
robbed in station of
this.
the Transmilenio.
Okay. In Transmilenio station.
Oh, in the no, that was right. In a station of the Transmilenio.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, okay. Sorry. Okay. Could you read the next? Brian. Brian. Sorry. Nicholas.
Um, Let me check.
Change.
Um,
Michael,
my
change the screens because in YouTube appear my face, not the presentation.
Wait. Yeah. Thanks. Okay.
okay. My room was cleaned, but who I don't know who did it.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So is it right, Michael, or is a problem, a
That's
grammar problem?
correct. Yeah, no,
Okay.
that's right.
Okay. The next, could you read it, Thomas?
Sure. Did you go to the cinema? No, I wasn't able. Able.
Okay. Okay. So remember, past simple was where and past participle.
Oh,
Okay. Now it's your turn, Nicholas. Create a sentence in past simple using past simple in passive voice.
The video was recorded by Michael.
Okay. Well done. Okay. So we have present simple and past simple. Okay.
okay.
Now let's pass to something a little bit difficult, or I think that is more difficult. So infinitives.
Hmm, yes, it's more difficult
Yeah.
for
So
me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little
so
bit more
we use.
difficult.
So remember that we have like two kind of infinitives. So some infinitives are just the verb, the main verb alone, and sometimes we add to. Yes, it's like
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if you can describe it like two kinds of infinitives, right, Michael? Or how can you say that sometimes you use two and sometimes just the verb?
Let me let me think about that for a second. I wonder if there's a good example of she could be heard. She was screaming and she could be heard. Hmm. She could be heard to scream. No. Um. Hmm. I think in the cases that we use to be specifically are I want to say present tense, present perfect. I could be mistaken though. So um, I'm trying to think of an example. Keep going with your lesson, and I'll try and think of an example where we do
Okay,
use to be.
okay, okay. So for example, Paola, could you read the first example?
Yes. She was screaming and she could be heard from a long way.
Mm-hmm. Okay, is that right, Michael? Is that
Yeah, that's
right?
correct.
Okay. The next, I'm gonna read it. Colombia has education problems. Something must be done. Okay. So here, look at here. We have here the moral verb, right? This is for Paola and Yvonne especially. So here we have the moral verb,
Wait,
right?
wait, I can't hear you very well.
Now you can.
Again, try to speak.
Okay, so this explanation is like focus on Paola and Yvonne. It's for Paola and Yvonne. So here we have the moral verb, right? Good.
Right.
Yes.
And here we have must, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know that after moral verbs, we don't use to. We just use the main verb without to in infinitive, like this, right?
Okay.
We can say it's grown to say she could to be, that is grown.
Mhm.
That's wrong.
And with must, the same. With might, the
Mhm.
same. With may, and with good, would, sorry, would. And okay, so you use the just the verb.
So,
And
Okay.
coming back to the cases where you do use to before be, one example would be the following, which is now in the chat. I like to be taught English, right? Um, this is present. I like this currently, whereas she was screaming and she could be heard. What is past? Does that make sense? It's already happened. And then something must be done is speaking in the future. Something must be done later, not right now, or something should be done, but it's not happening now.
uh-huh,
Whereas I like to be taught English is current. That is something that's happening currently. So, and that's something that doesn't change because that's my opinion. I like to be taught English. So, I
wait,
believe that in the cases where it's um, present,
it's like this.
present,
I
present,
like
uh,
to be talked.
it's in the chat box. Go to
Uh,
the
I'm not watching the chat box.
Uh,
Ah, yeah,
I
because you
like to
have
be talked. Sorry, sorry, sorry. I'm interested in another thing. It's difficult. I like up.
oh, I can
exactly.
see it.
So
Yeah.
that's your opinion. It's current. It's what you like. It's happening right now, and therefore we use to be instead of
Uh-huh.
just
Yes.
be.
Yes. 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 Because here in both examples, we just have moral verbs and we don't have to. So it's good. It's a good example. Thanks, Michael. Okay. Um. Let's continue. So remember, to if the case allows. I don't know if you say that. Do you say
If you
do
can
you
use it.
say
If the case permits.
okay, if the case permits. Yes?
Hmm.
Okay, so if case permits. I hope you are taking notes. Yvonne and Paola. Remember that we must study very hard for get C1. Okay.
I
Yes,
know.
because time we forgot. We forget. Um so let's continue. With now perfect infinitive. So this is harder. So could you tell us something about perfect infinitive, Nicholas? Explain us. Nicholas, are you there?
Can you repeat it, please? I couldn't hear you very well.
Could you explain us the structure and the sentences of perfect infinitive?
Um, Perfect infinitive. How can I explain that? Have to.
Look at my stream.
Yes. So we use to have been plus past participle. So, for example, mm, it have been it had been doing by him.
Uh, no, no, I think that is wrong. What did you say? Repeat it.
It
It,
have been it had been yes, it had been done
uh
by him. It had been done
That's
by
correct.
by
It had
him.
been done by him. Although, well, no, no, hold on a second. That's not right
yes,
because
it has been. Yes.
it has to
Yes,
be
had
have been
because it's third
because
person.
it's
Okay, so remember have and
Mm,
has.
Yes,
So
oh,
you
well,
use
there you go. Yeah, have, has, and had.
and had
uh
for past.
yeah, in this case. So
Have and has. Oh, there you go. Yeah,
yeah,
have and
that
has
must be in
been.
this case. The hat must be here. Okay. So okay, I'm gonna read the first sentence, the first example sentence. So if you were focused on what you had, your keys wouldn't have been stolen. So here is the right to use stolen, Michael.
That's correct, although there's one issue with the first part of the sentence.
Uh-huh.
Um, if you uh, if you were focusing on what you had,
Is in
focusing,
focusing.
focusing, gerund,
ing.
ing, focusing,
Focus with ing. Focusing.
Ideas?
focusing
Yes.
on what you had,
I've never I've never seen new for me.
focusing on, on,
Huh?
mm-hmm,
What you had, your keys weren't have been stolen, right?
mm-hmm.
What is that conditional?
If you were focusing on what you had,
What would be that? What first, second, third?
I think that that would be there
I'm not sure what you
Thomas,
mean. What do you mean by condition?
conditional
conditionals.
as like for example first conditional
It's
is a
it's like
condition
a
that
topic in English. Tommy, do you know what conditional is this?
No, I was thinking in that, but I don't know if you were focusing on what. That's no, no, I don't know.
I
I'm
think
not
that is
sure.
for third conditional, I think. Is it right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
third.
mean, yeah, it works. Hmm.
Yes, because
You
third
use past
conditional,
in the first sentence and then you use past participle in the second sentence.
yes, because it's an option that could be could 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 have happened, but it didn't.
Yeah,
It's
but
not. It's
yeah,
it's not real. It's not a real situation. It's just a, how do you say that?
A supposition, something like that.
Supposition. Is it
I mean,
correct to say?
you should study that.
Yeah.
Tommy.
okay,
Okay,
so
continue, sorry.
hi Carolina, could you read the next?
Yeah. The lost children may have been murdered. Murdered?
Hmm. That's correct.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, so remember two, if the case permits,
Hmm.
um, in have or has been in the past participle.
So something interesting about this, or rather, a common case that we would use is I have had, and you use the verb to have twice. So it's the same in Spanish.
I've had.
Uh-huh. I have
Oh,
had 3 dogs in my
uh-huh.
life.
Yeah, yeah. You finish, but you can. It's open to I don't know to more. I don't know.
Exactly. It's finished, but it's open. Mhm. Or rather, it's not really open. It's mostly just finished. You're done. You've had 3 dogs. You no
Yeah,
longer have 3 dogs.
yeah, yeah. But you could have more. Yes, it's kinda weird.
Hmm.
I've had 3 dogs in my life. Okay, let's continue with the next. That is almost the finish. But only the explanation, no, because we have the exercise then. So present perfect. So how do you use it with
Sorry,
so
are you gonna have the Spanish class?
uh no, because we prepared that for Kayla, and Kayla has had this.
She's studying organic chemistry.
Uh-huh.
Oh, all right. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Continue.
Sorry. So Nicholas, explain us present perfect.
Um, now, so we have the subject first, and then we use has, been, and past participle too. So has been so
When do you use that?
when you how can I say it? Mm, for example, when uh, how can I explain that? Has been.
Just create a
Mm,
or
It's for actions that haven't finished, or maybe you
It's
have
for
done.
actions that are completely finished.
yes, it's completely finished.
Yeah.
no, the sense. Excuse. Please
She has been.
turn off your microphone when you are not speaking because there's interference. I don't know. So you use present perfect when uh, yes, the action is finished, but it has a result in the present. Like I don't know. I've been alone for a long time and now I am depressed. Depressed. Yes. So it has a cause now. And this is more focused on like the period of time. Yes, Michael is like period of time that something has
Correct. Yeah,
happened.
because you'd be talking to somebody in the moment and say the meeting has been canceled, don't go.
Yes.
Um, because the meeting was originally for the time that you're in now, but it was canceled in the
Uh-huh.
past.
So now that is the result. That is
Exactly. It has a result that's present, but the action happened in the past.
yes, that is when you use present perfect, and in this case, you use passive because the important thing is the meeting. No, that is cancelled by someone. The
Exactly.
important thing is the meeting. That the meeting has been cancelled. So a tip from from the passive is that sometimes the sentence don't need an agent because the important thing is the new information or the object. Okay, so read the last one example, Paola.
She is not here.
He left the class.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's out.
Okay, so
Who knows
Thomas,
why?
go ahead.
Have you ever been beaten by a dog?
Yeah, so this is a classic one. People have
Yes.
people have asked me this question like I don't know, like uh, a lot of times. And I am afraid of dogs because that happened
Oh
when I
yeah,
was a child. Seven, seven dogs run towards me, and just one, just one beat me. But
yeah. That's rough.
um, I
There are
have
a lot of dogs in Colombia. Here in
yes,
the United
same
States,
Yes.
here.
stray dogs
and
that don't have a home
I think it's bite,
are
not beat.
euthanized, bitten.
But
Bitten
in past,
or bite?
He's
I
beaten.
don't know.
Bitten is the correct
Okay.
bite,
participle.
bite is in present. I
Yeah,
think that
bite is
beat
present. Mhm.
is in past.
Bitten
How do
is
It's
you
in
past
say?
past.
participle.
And beaten is in present. In past participle. Sorry.
Hmm.
Okay.
So
So
an interesting cultural difference is in Colombia, there are a lot of stray dogs, but here in the United States, stray dogs that don't have a home are euthanized.
Oh, that's
are
it.
are what?
They're euthanized.
What is that?
Mm,
Could you write
Really?
That means they're
ponen
put
euthanasia.
down.
Are they killed?
Yes.
Yeah. Hmm.
Don't speak Spanish.
Ah,
Yeah. Yeah, no Spanish.
Sorry.
Um, they're put down or euthanized.
They pass away.
Hmm.
euthanize. Oh my God. What a thing.
But it keeps the streets a lot cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in Cucuta and I lived in some areas in Bogota where there were so many dogs and so many cats all over the place. It was craziness.
You have to
Um,
see my neighborhood.
yeah, so many dogs. It was crazy. And they run
And
around in packs. And sometimes they bite people. And sometimes they
Yeah.
get rabies and they pass
Mm-hmm.
diseases. And so here in the States, dogs that don't have homes, or cats that don't have homes, or animals um, that can pass diseases like that are put down or euthanized.
and you agree with that?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
Okay.
what do you think, guys?
So interesting. No, but it's interesting because it's like um is um it's a new culture.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
It's a different culture.
I have a question.
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Before that, they killed those dogs. They how do you say that? They um forget los revisan. They go to like a
Yeah, exactly. They
something.
revise them or they review them. They look at the dog and make sure they don't have any diseases, and then they advertise that dog to be adopted by somebody.
Mm,
And um, oftentimes, there just aren't enough people that want dogs at the time, and so if there aren't, then the stray is put down.
Mm-hmm.
so
Okay.
Mhm.
is
But there is an option for those animals to be adopted before they're euthanized.
okay.
Yes, but they give the option at least.
Exactly. They give the option. I don't know how long. I think it's maybe 6 months to a year.
Mm-hmm.
Hard
Okay.
to say.
Yes, and
So
they
it's
have to
not
follow that.
automatically when they find a dog in the street.
Yeah, exactly. If somebody sees a dog in the street, they call animal control. And animal control will go and pick up the dog and take it back to what we call the pound. And
Okay.
I wrote that in the chat box. The pound is a place where they have areas for these dogs and cats to live.
Okay.
So that means that if the dog bites someone, he's automatically murdered, right?
Uh, sometimes, yeah. Yeah, oftentimes. If a
And
dog,
are
So
they
we
pitbulls?
are outside the topic. I guess we can carry
any
on. I
dog.
don't know.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
hmm
No, but it's interesting.
Not
I like
just
it.
pit
Yes.
bulls, but any animal that's aggressive towards humans is often euthanized. If the pet has an owner or the animal has an owner, then obviously the owner can um, talk with
Euthanasia.
the person that was bit and show them the paperwork and say, hey, my animal does not have rabies. It does not have all these diseases. I have all the vaccinations. You're going to be okay. I'm sorry it bit you. It won't happen again. And then they won't be put down.
Oh,
But if the animal doesn't have an owner and it bites somebody, then oftentimes that animal will be euthanized.
okay.
Can you see how disorder are we? We are?
Okay. But that is sometimes things that are like, how can I say that? Like, the people don't expect when they get Colombia. So, for example, I had a T-shirt that is from Alemania, and she says, "How do you say Alemania in English?" Is
Germany.
Germany,
Germany.
sorry. So she's
Germany.
German, and she say like, "No, in my country all is organized, and here I love the desk control. I don't know,
The
um,
disorganization.
the disorganization." And and she said that she likes because that is something abnormal for her.
It's
So
unique.
yeah,
It's very Colombian. I like it too, frankly, and it's just a different culture. It's
yeah.
fun though.
So
hmm
so sometimes the people are interested in, but for us that we are here, we notice that sometimes, or no, I think that we need a little bit more order. Not, of course, not always.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yes,
Sometimes.
because the things don't go straight. But yeah, that is. Okay, so let's continue because we are skew enough. Okay, so we have present continuous. Okay, so present continuous in the structure, you use, of course, the verb to be. There is am, is, or are. It depends on the case, on the subject, on the pronoun, and after that you use being with ing, and then you have the past participle. So, could you read the first example, Paola? No, you want? Are you there, Yvonne?
Yes,
Or are
yes.
you?
Sorry, my mic.
Okay, okay.
We are we are being followed by some
Follow.
Followed.
followed by someone.
Uh,
Some
yeah, so this is like a creepy, like a like a creepy situation. You are walking
So
in the street, and you.
this is the interesting thing about present continuous and many of these sentences that include past participles is they're the same structure in Spanish as well. Estamos siendo perseguidos por alguien. It's the
Yes,
exact
with
same structure.
terminations, ados, idos, ado, ido,
Exactly.
edo. Yes.
It's the
Yeah.
exact same structure.
And have you taught that to Kayla?
A little bit, a little bit. I'll tell her about. I'll in just a minute. We'll go in and say hi to Kayla.
Okay. Okay. Could you read the next? This is something that I'm not getting used to see. I am
Okay.
being served. That is something that sounds a little bit strange. But could you read the sentences, Thomas?
Yes. Sorry. Okay. Can I help you? No, thanks. I'm being served. Served? Served. Yes.
So what it means I'm being served. He is he's doing it or she's doing it by herself or himself or what.
Exactly. Hmm.
So this is for
Or
example when you go to a how do you
Restaurant?
say
a
autoservice
restaurant, specific,
or
yeah, oftentimes restaurants. Or if you go into a store and the patron of the store says, "Hello, how can I help you?" and somebody else is already helping you, then you'd
okay.
say that I'm being served. It's
Okay, okay.
not just for restaurants, although that's a very common instance for that
Okay.
sentence.
Yeah.
If you go in to say try on clothes at a store, a clothing store, you'd say, I'm being served. Somebody's helping me. Somebody is serving me.
Yeah, yeah. I understand. Okay.
Although in
And
actually, no, I'm sorry. I'm being served. That's pretty much exclusively restaurants. I'm being helped is what you would say if you go to a clothing store.
okay. So in a clothes store, in a clothing store, you say helped.
I'm
In a
being
restaurant,
helped.
you say serve because
I'm being served. Yeah.
the waiter
Hmm.
or the waitress serve you the food.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, okay, good. The next is and the last is past continuous. So you use the structure that is was were that is the past of the verb to be, and then we have been again with ing that is the continuous form of the verb to be, and then we have the past participle. So could you read this sentence, Carolina? Carolina,
Carolina,
Sorry. Tell me.
you're on mute. There you go.
Can you hear me?
could you read the
Hello.
yeah?
Yes.
Can you hear me? The
Yes.
first one. When I arrived, the room was being cleaned, so I had to wait outside a little bit.
So is it correct, Michael? Is well writing, written.
Yeah, that's correct. Although um, there's one, there's one problem, one grammatical error.
Uh-huh.
Um, so last week um, we talked about
Uh,
dependent and independent clauses, right?
yes, I
Mm,
arrived.
So in this case, when I arrived
Is one sentence.
is a dependent clause. So because it's dependent, it needs a comma.
as
When I
costumbre.
arrived, comma, the room was being cleaned, so I had to wait outside a little bit.
Mhm.
And same with the following sentence. When you called me, comma, because it's dependent. Not,
Uh-huh.
it
Yeah.
can't stand on its own.
This is incomplete. I was
Exactly.
doing what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's incomplete too.
So
But
let's
when you
create an
called me, it was
ending.
also incomplete.
Let's create an ending. So what could be?
I was being robbed.
But that is so sad. I was being robbed. Okay, let's put it.
When you called me, I was being
Island.
robbed. Yeah.
And then the rover take the phone and say hi. Pick up the phone.
Exactly. Yeah. They picked up the phone and said hi.
Excuse me, I'm robbing your friend. Call
Yeah.
him
Excuse
later.
me. Wait. Don't rob me yet. I need to answer this phone call. Hello.
Yeah, I can imagine that it will be like that. Okay. So all of this is like the information, like the basics. So then we can get back to review what is grown. So um, here are exercises that are grown. right? So this is like an exercise that I did, and those sentences that are in red are grown, and these are in active voice. So the idea is to transform to pass
Okay.
this to passive. Yes.
Yep.
So you can in what color? We can say blue. In blue, we are gonna put the correction. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So by turns. So firstly, Carolina, what do you think that is the right one, and why is wrong, or what can you tell me?
Give me
Tell me. I can hear you.
the sorry. I have my um. I will say the assistant handed me a note. A note was handed by the assistant.
But that is
I think.
that is the one that is wrong.
But what do I
But
have?
without me,
Without me,
Yeah,
I think that she said that.
yeah.
what do you think, Nicholas?
Do I have to
um,
choose the correct one or the?
Yes, we have to correct.
All
just
Okay,
right.
try to.
so we have to
What do you
correct.
think
And
is the best way to put it in passive voice? The impassive voice that is
yes, so
in
this is
black one.
inactive, right? The
Yes.
black ones are active, and the red ones are passive, but they are wrong. So we have to correct in color blue. In color blue, we have to put the correction. So what do you think, Nicholas, of the first?
So I guess it's um um a note.
I don't know if it's. I was handed a note by the assistant.
I was no.
Uh-huh. Yes, that is.
You're you're on
What?
the right track. There you go.
I
I
was
Yes,
was
I
handed
was
handed.
handed. Uh-huh.
note by the assistant.
Passive.
So why do you think that it was like that, Carolina? Why?
Because really I haven't reviewed that topic as well, but I remember that first you have to put the subject.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. For example, the assistant handed me. You take me and you pass it to the first part of the structure. So I was handed me a note by the assistant.
Yes. So when I made this mistake, it was because I thought that the note was the object,
Yes,
but
yes.
Yes.
not the object. The object is me. So that is the reason that the object must be in the first place. So it is
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
handed
yeah.
an
Mm.
by the assistant.
That's why I hate this topic.
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
Yes.
Yes.
That is tricky.
Yes. Okay.
Guys,
So
I have to leave. Sorry, guys. See you on next
Hey,
time.
it was good to see you,
okay.
Carolina.
Don't worry.
Take care.
Okay, bye.
Well, thank you very much, Michael. See you later. You have a good night.
You too.
Okay. So let's continue.
But
And
Michael, do you have like a tip to guess or to guess in a correct way what is the object or something like that? Because I didn't know that the object was me, not the note. So I don't know if exists like a tip to discover that.
Um, to know the object specifically. Um, the object is what the verb acts on. So In the next case, the verb to use acts on the bicycle, right? So many people use bicycles as a means of transport.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Transport is not the object. The object is what the verb is being used on. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
So, um,
So what is the so what is the next, Thomas? What is the correction?
Ah.
Yes,
uh,
because
okay.
you
So
are
many
good.
people use bicycles as a means of transport. Bicycles are used as a means of transport.
Oh,
No, man, I don't know.
no? Okay, so let's begin with always recognize the object and the subject. So first we have many people is the subject, right? Because they are
Mhm.
doing the action. So
Wait,
this is
Yes.
the use bicycles. Okay, many people use bicycles. So this is the active. So as a
Mm-hmm.
means of transport,
Mm. Yes, I got it.
do it, Nicholas.
I guess is a mean of transport usually or often are bicycle by many people, I guess.
Let me see.
Mm,
Repeat it again.
I forgot it. So I
Why?
guess is as a mean of transport, often bicycle bicycles are used by many people. I guess I don't know.
No, because you are not creating new words. You say often, and you just have to pass to. So
Mm,
so what is the correct, Michael? Could you help us?
bicycles are used as a means of transport. See, I thought that that was correct. Bicycles are used because bicycles is the object,
yes.
Mhm.
and are used is passive voice to use as a means of transport. Frankly, I could be mistaken, but that sounds right already.
So it's correct.
It sounds correct.
Let me see one thing.
And you don't put in this by many people
No, but
mm.
it must be grown for something because I marked that wrong way.
because I
Bicycles
use
are
as
Look
used
the
as
look
a
the
means.
answer.
Maybe
I so I
maybe
had
I
that right and I didn't know. It's my exam and I didn't know. So I had 1 point more.
yeah, 1 point more.
Okay, okay, sorry. So it's right. I don't know why, but even I how can I say I check and cross out my own exam, and I
So,
put that it was wrong, but I don't know why. Okay,
but I don't know. Could you see? I'm gonna send you the answer that did you send me from the chat? Did
now
you
I have it.
remember?
Yes, I have that answers.
Yes.
It
So
was just
check it because I wasn't like, and I'm not sure about it because I also put that it was wrong
no,
because of the answer, man.
nobody's right.
and the adjective.
No, this. So I was right too.
Yes, I was
Yeah,
right. I don't know what I put
you were
wrong.
correct as well,
We
Nicholas.
were confused with the answer. I don't know why. Okay, so then we have they were rebuilding the old road when I drove by. It was too difficult because I don't know, I didn't recognize
The subject.
the object. So first we have that they were
Ah,
Yes, sorry. They were rebuilding the old road when I drove by. So what do you think, Yvonne?
I know, no, let me.
No, yes. Let's do it. Recognize first the subject that is they, right?
You're right.
Okay. What is the object?
They
They,
no
No, that is the
no no
subject
no.
because they
Ah,
were
the object, the
building.
object. So it's the road.
This is the subject, and we have to recognize the object. What is the object, Yvonne?
the old road.
Uh-huh, yes, that is the object.
Hi,
Hello,
Keyla.
Kayla.
Hola.
Did
Oli,
Hi,
how are
Kayla.
you?
you finish?
Hi. No, I have so much to do, but I'm so tired that I needed a break.
Yes, that the same happens to me. For example,
So I
yesterday.
guess it's not a good
Yeah,
idea to be here now because we are talking about passive and you are getting stressed more.
It's stressful. Yeah.
Oh,
It's today's
exams.
lesson has been pretty fun actually.
Yeah.
I really like past participle and passive voice.
Oh,
It's a fun
cool.
one.
but it's difficult for us. It's like for you,
Yes.
I don't know,
It's like
understand.
organic chemistry for me.
Yeah,
This is more difficult.
yes,
Do you speak Russian?
Do you speak Russian?
Do I speak Russian? No, I speak molecule. Just kidding.
no,
Oh my
you're a
god.
master.
And active groups.
You are a hero. How you
Yeah.
can do it? She do that, and we are like estancados in passive voice.
We are like, how do you
Stagnant.
say Istanbul? No, it's like stank, stop.
It's literally, if I'm not mistaken, estancados is literally stagnant, but
Can you?
um, but it just means like stopped. We're stuck.
Like
I would
I'm
say that
st-
it's stuck. We use
yeah,
it
Stuck.
more
it's
like stuck.
like
Stuck.
say I'm stuck in the traffic. It is TUCK, right?
Yes.
Hmm. But stagnant means the same thing. It means stopped. There's no flow.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
We
But
use
it's stuck.
stagnant to describe water.
Water, like
Ah, okay.
the
Mm.
Stagnant is like new for us. Stagnant. I haven't.
it's
Water
a
does not flow.
that's a 2 cent word. Stagnant.
Okay.
Oh, I did.
Water
Yeah.
does not flow. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we also
Okay.
we can have our break. Yeah.
We can
We
have
are.
our break. He wants to teach you Spanish.
Oh man, guys, I don't think my brain can do Spanish right now.
Yes, I understand. Yes, no.
Yeah.
I've been studying since 1 o'clock.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh my God, all the afternoon. Ha,
Poor
Yeah.
ha,
Good
body,
job.
poor brain.
Yep.
But awesome.
But
what,
Yes,
awesome.
you
Yeah.
have a very good resistance.
what time is
and
it there?
please don't get crazy.
In
What time?
resistance, we say endurance.
Endurance.
Endurance instead of
Yes,
Yeah.
resistance. Endurance.
Fantastic.
endurance.
Really work.
Yes. A
Endurance.
superhuman are you?
Superhuman.
You
Thanks,
know, we
Nicholas.
are giving you power. We are giving
We're
you
giving you power.
Yeah,
charger.
honestly,
Charger.
I was sitting in there and I've been doing the same problem for 45 minutes, like the
Oh,
same question for 45 minutes. And I was like, I'm just going to go talk to the junior coaches. I'm sick of homework.
yeah. 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 No, yeah. We are here like the same because Passive voices.
Yes, and we was only like an hour talking about passive,
Passive
I
about
voice
passive
is
voice.
and we
destroying
feel
our
like
mind.
if we were talking about it one life, I guess.
Your whole life, yeah.
Yeah.
Your whole life. Yeah, good. And
what
Yeah.
what are your hardest subjects in school? Like what is the
math,
hardest for you?
Oh,
definitely
Math?
math. I detest math. That is the reason. That is the reason that I love my career because I doesn't have to
So,
study
Michael, we don't say career, we say major.
Yes.
major.
Mm,
So a career
A career is your
is
job.
different. Yeah, a career is the type of job you work in.
Okay. So
It's
major.
your
Major.
vocation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we study, we call it major. When we work, we call it career.
major,
Okay.
major.
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 Ah,
And
okay.
then there's
M
also
A
I teach
J
in
O
minor,
a
R.
cat group, so
which is which is a secondary. Carrera secundaria is minor.
Minor.
Mhm.
Okay.
mm,
So my major is human development and biology, but my minor is chemistry.
Mm,
mm,
Mhm.
like we say, especialización in Spanish, something like that.
Uh, Specialization. That's more for postgraduate.
Okay, so it's the same.
no, but here
No, it's not the same,
we
but
include that in the major. For example, here you can say uh
An
I
emphasis.
study
Yeah, emphasis.
I study foreign languages with focus, or I don't know, with a focus on
Emphasis.
French or English.
Right.
Yes, so that is you study
Yeah.
all the languages, but the focus is on English. I don't know. That is
but
the
Okay,
for
so we
example, I'm
call
going.
that an emphasis.
okay, emphasis.
So I'm getting my degree in biology with an emphasis in human anatomy and physiology.
Okay.
Mm,
So even though I'm learning about all biology, I'm specializing in human physiology and anatomy.
so that means that and you are gonna work like a doctor, yes?
I want to, yeah.
Okay. Yes, because you have different like options, yes, that you can work on. Yeah,
Yeah,
or not.
so here you go to high school, then you go to college to get a bachelor's degree,
Which is 4 years.
4 years, and you get a bachelor's degree. And then you have to apply to medical school
Or any graduate school.
or any graduate school.
So
And
you have
then
to.
graduate school is another between 2 and 4 years.
Four
Mm,
years
So
of
after this, you must study 4 years. Yes. Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yep. And then, so 4 years of college to get a bachelor's degree. Then that's just to apply to medical school
To a graduate
or a
program.
graduate program. So then apply to graduate program. And then,
Between 2 and 4 years, depending on what your graduate program
yeah.
is.
So basically the school to become a doctor takes 4 years, but kind of 8.
Mhm.
but before that, you can get
Specialization.
a job.
No.
Mhm.
You cannot work as a doctor till after
But
the 4 years
in
in bachelor's degree and then apply and get in and 4 years in medical school.
So it's like
Then
eight
you can
years
work there.
studying your career, your major.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mhm.
Yeah.
mm,
And
8 years in your
then
major. Mhm.
after 8 years in your major,
You do a
then
specialization.
they make you practice for 4 years under another doctor.
mm,
Mm, Okay, that
That's
sounds
what I
a little
want to
bit.
study mother languages, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Passive is
But
not so
there
difficult
are
now, man.
other graduate programs, like if you want to get a doctorate in physics, um, then it's similar. You do another 4 years after the bachelor's degree. But if you get a bachelor's degree, which is the first 4 years in physics, then you can get a job doing something with physics. But in medicine, you have to have 8 years of school
Minimum.
minimum to get a job. But if you become an engineer,
You
you
only
can
need 4.
you only need 4 plus maybe 2 or 3 years of graduate school, depending
So
depending on the job.
I I
I
have
I would
I
I
have a
would say that is harder than this because than here because here
yeah,
you study medicine and it's like general medicine. I don't know, and then you
emphasize in something.
yes, you
Mhm.
emphasize in something, but you can work before emphasize. Yes, you work
So,
like
Like a
Mhm.
doctor.
how do you say general medicine? We say here that, but I don't know
General
where.
general
general
medicine.
medicine.
Yes, so yes, they just study 5 years, and then they are doctors of general medicine, and then they emphasize in if
Hmm.
they want to study. I don't know. Uh, the
Brain
different.
surgery.
But I have a question. For example, if I studied like I'm not going engineer, and I'm going to United States to get a job, they're going to they're going to take me. I don't know how to say that. They're going to take me not like a professional.
Oh,
Sorry.
they'll take you
So
as a professional.
they no, they won't actually.
Really? You have to have the
For them
degree
to
here.
come here, they need to transfer your they need to it's an expensive and a long process, but
Really?
you have to go to a company that looks at the credits and classes that you took in Colombia,
Hmm.
and then they say, okay, that equates to this here in the United States.
Oh. So
So
That
did you hear?
depends on the
Something,
credits
something.
that
it
I
Yeah.
depends on the
study.
credits, because
Yes,
Okay.
some schools in Colombia are accredited here, but not all of them.
So it depends
I
on the
think that
school you go to.
And
that
it depends on the classes too, because some classes, even at the accredited universities, don't count,
Mhm. Okay.
and
I think that
yeah.
vice
the
versa.
only
I
the only university that I know that have something like that is Escuela de Ingenieros. But
Yeah,
the rest of the universities,
engineer
I
schools.
don't think that they have that.
Yeah, I mean, same with us. In order for us to go down and practice medicine in Colombia, we have to get licensure in Colombia. But in order to do that, we need to make sure that all of our credits and classes are transferred over to the Colombian licensure.
uh, yeah.
We can't just go down and practice, even if we're medical doctors here in the States.
Yes. I've heard that too. For example, if you study if you study law in I don't know Venezuela, that is so close, and then you go to
Yep,
Colombia, you have to study again like not all the
yep,
major for 2 years to emphasize in the
in
law of this
Colombian
country.
law.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the same. The techniques and the medicine is not the same, and
Hmm.
it's the
Hmm.
same
I feel like
everything.
I feel like it would be harder to switch countries as a lawyer than a doctor
Hmm.
because everybody's bodies are the same everywhere you go.
Medicine is universal,
Yeah.
But
not
laws
entirely
are
universal,
completely different
but laws change
in different
very
countries.
much per country.
Yes, a lot change.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So
we better
it's
go.
8:43 here,
Yeah.
and my battery is running low, so we better take off.
Yeah. Don't worry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got to
I
say
have a
hi
lot of
for at least
homework
a few
too.
minutes.
Yeah, do your homework.
Yes. I am gonna go to bed so late. So
Yeah,
Too late, I guess.
us too. Well, I'm
No,
not. I'm
I'm
not
going
going
to
to bed.
bed early.
We're okay. We're going to bed early. It
I'm
sounds like.
tired.
so enjoy your sleep.
And then we'll wake up early.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm. So,
All
Okay.
right, everybody. Have a good
Thank you
night.
so
Yvonne,
much.
Bye.
Nicolas,
Okay,
Tomas,
Thank
bye.
you,
Michael.
Stay
Michael.
back.
Bye,
Bye,
Kayla.
everybody.